usually use these couple of seconds to make an awkward joke, but I have nothing for today. So lucky you guys. Hello, everybody. Good day to you, Colorado. Good evening, Europe. What the hell are you doing up this late, Australia and China? Welcome to the Serbian Corner. It is a show in which two Serbians talk about the Nuggets for an extensive period of time every week. We are presented, as always, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app and use promo code DNVR when you sign up. My name is Miroslav I am stepping up my excitement for the biggest secular holiday of the year, the New Year, and I'm joined, as always, by the 131 zone enthusiast and boxing one mocker, Voja Medic, calling from Nebraska. What up, Voja?
Great. I didn't know I was a 131 enthusiast and a mocker of boxing ones.
It sounded smart, to be honest, and I really cannot say the difference between the different kinds of zones. So.
I do love the one. I was gonna say I do love the 131 though.
You see. So we are kind of on a similar wavelengths. This is a special episode of the Serbian Corner, the last one of 2022. The reason we are here on Friday afternoon is the fact that tomorrow is a New Year's Eve, my favorite holiday when I was a kid, and also my kids' favorite holiday. So I didn't want to work then. So Yugoslavia was once a multicultural country with two Christmases. So I believe that was the reason to pump up the New Year as the main winter holiday. We even have our own New Year version of Santa Claus called Deda Mraz or Grandpa Frost. Everything is basically the same. It's just a different date and name. Since Yugoslavia is no more, we get Santa Claus as well. So our kids get excited twice every year, which is very cool. But I want to ask you, Voja, since you're significantly younger than me, what are your memories of New Year's and Christmas from where you were a kid?
Oh, so Christmas was always like a smaller family situation. I would always be in when my mom's from a smaller town in Serbia, so like I would spend time there. As far as New Year's, it's all over the place. Like when I was younger, my grandpa was also like that small town area, like really nice town, and so we would go to like big restaurant celebrations, like when you would go and like have dinners, like all inclusive, like nicer, like a little older crowds, like you would dance, like do a little of like or like a big hotel ballroom, stuff like that. And then in later years, then I would be either wherever I would be in Serbia for break, or in Belgrade, and we would just go out and have a party somewhere, either go out to a club or which we were like too young to go, but we would still go, or like someone else's like house, we would get together and throw a party. One of my last ones, I think my last in Serbia before last year, was I had a party in my place, like 2012, 2013. We had a bunch of people come in and just have fun, listen to music, drink, and look, because I was on the 12th floor, so I would see the fireworks all over the city. And then last year I was also like a bigger house party too, so it's kind of all over the place too.
I remember when I was 13, I was so big of a fan of staying at home for New Year's with my parents and my brother. So I was talking to some of my cousins right before the New Year's, and I said, listen, guys, for me, New Year's is staying at home, having a nice dinner, great, cakes and special treats we make only for New Year's. And that's the way I want to celebrate New Year's for the rest of my life. And next year, when I was 14, I was out, and I never came back until I was like, I don't know, 25, 27, I don't know, 30. And now I'm back to the old ways. I enjoy spending time at home with my family, and well, until my kids leave me to do the same what I did to my parents. Okay, so I promised on Twitter a couple of days ago I will try to coin new names for the two Christmases. Now, when all real Nugget diehards know very well, we have two of them. So some probably remember that we said on the first episode of the Serbian Corner about the two calendars, the old Julian calendar or Julian calendar, and newer and improved Gregorian calendar. By the way, English pronunciation Julius Caesar is of course wrong versus the Italian Julius Caesar, which is also how a revised Latin language reads it. However, did you know, Voya, that the original Romans had a phonetic alphabet? So Julius, his last name, was in fact Caesar. And if that's not a fun fact, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just the perfect fun fact for you. Not only Serbs have the phonetic alphabets, Romans do too. So when you meet a Roman guy on the street, you can say hello.
From ancient Rome, yes.
Yeah, we're
in a toga.
We are both phonetic. So without further ado, and by the way, this is for internal use among fellow Nuggets fans only, the December 25th Christmas should from now on be known as the new Christmas because it is based on the newer calendar. And it actually works pretty well, since you can say either Happy New Christmas or Merry New Christmas. You see, it has a
for the internal purposes of Nuggets Nation.
Yes, that's right.
Just December 15th, that's Yokmas, and there's no other Christmas. It's celebrated on the 15th. It's the Festivus of our community. So.
Yeah, Festivus is the right way, the right name for it. Yeah, I agree.
Yokmas,
I just have to go to the January 7th Christmas and give a name to it too. So first of all, it's not a Serbian Christmas. It's not an Orthodox Christmas. Neither of those, claims are not completely true, because you had several countries like Belarus, Egypt, Ethiopia, Georgia, not that Georgia, Kazakhstan, Northern Macedonia, Moldova, Montenegro, Serbia, Russia, and Ukraine. These are all the countries where January 7th is the Christmas. And we can go the other route and call it just Christmas or original Christmas. But since those might be viewed a bit too aggressive, I would go with late Christmas, since it's always better late than never, I guess. So that's the idea for me. So you think we should mainly concentrate on the Festivus or the Yokmas?
Yokmas, yes. That's where basketball starts, December 15th.
What's funny, in Serbia, you have those extended winter holidays that probably start at December 19th, which is Saint Nikola, and then ends like on January 20th, which is Saint Jovan. So we have a full month full of big eating contests and drinking contests. So yeah, if we extend the winter holidays in America to December 15th, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we are not going to speak too much about the last several Nuggets games. The team is speaking for themselves, winning easily with all their main guys and struggling a bit when having too many guys down, like in the last game against Sacramento. I wanted to make a super optimistic show and give out New Year's wishes to all the Nuggets, including Coach Malone.
Okay.
So if you agree, I want to start from the bottom. The way I did this, I took the list of all the Nuggets and list them by the number of games they've played this season. And we'll start with the guys with the least games played. So let's start with Jack White and Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie, of course, we haven't seen him in Nuggets uniform yet. For Colin, I wish he finishes his rehab well, kills it in Summer League, and convince the Nuggets he should be locked in as a third point guard for the next season. Would be great if it is a full-time contract, but another two-way would still be good too. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is it enough?
That's a fair enough offer. I mean, I think we talked about him as he could be like a decent player eventually, but he just got hurt, so it sucks.
Yeah. Just one note. I will not mention these guys winning a championship because that goes without saying. So championship, of course, is the biggest wish for everybody. These are just some small individual wishes we want to give to the Nuggets. Okay, second guy, Jack White. I hope the Nuggets are going to have so many wins, it will allow Jack to play 20-plus minutes in the last stretch of games before the playoffs, so he can convince Calvin Booth to give him a 3-year contract from July.
Okay, wow, that's a big wish. Sure. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's a fine player. Like I wish him to go to Europe and be good. I don't know.
I'm so high on him, man. I feel like he can lead the NBA in rebounds per minute. like those Boban stats, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I don't know if he can do it for the whole games. Like that's a lot of effort. But sure, I mean he's interesting. I guess I do always like Vlatko more. So I don't know if Vlatko leaves, then sure.
Oh yeah, that actually makes sense. Okay, next guy, Peyton Watson. Interestingly enough, he actually played less games than Jack White, but since he is on a regular contract, I moved him here. So similar to Colin, I hope he dominates in Summer League and become
in G League first. Well, yeah.
He's already dominating G League. I have no problems with that. So I want him to dominate on a bigger stage, which is Summer League, and become the 11th guy next season. I hope his three-point shot becomes a real weapon, so he can play and lead the NBA in blocks per 36 minutes. So I'm
that's
I'm
a good
really
one.
big on
That's
per
interesting.
36.
Yeah, he's like a dunker. He's like a good like how he's playing now and just how his physical style looks like that early Torrey Craig, like gangly, kind of a similar like jump shotting form. But he's so quick. Like we talked about before about Nuggets playing fast and stuff, having KCP being so quick. Like you had Peyton Watson with like Bruce Brown and KCP. Jokic wouldn't have to like pass half court sometimes, just rebound and pass it out, and that's what's enough. So that's a good one to basically lead the league in blocks per 36. Yeah, I like that.
I'm actually I think that Peyton Watson is a part of the brightest timeline right now, meaning that he would be a significant part of the third championship of the three-peat we are now going to see from the Nuggets.
Yeah,
so let's have him like Moses Moody, but with real upside, not like what Moody is showing right now.
All right, spicy. All right.
Okay, next guy, Ish Smith. I wish he stays healthy and play great next season on the Nuggets or on another NBA team. But in that case, I hope he's on load management against the Nuggets because he'll kill us again. No questions asked.
Sure. I actually wish for him to see some floor time in this season, see what we can get from him. I've seen some questions. I've seen some questions like what does he deserve any minutes? When Bones is struggling a bit, and do we want to see him more? Like it's kind of interesting. Like, he does have some could have some contribution to the team, and especially when Bones is struggling. It's just so far we haven't seen Malone like completely go. Like Malone is, to his credit for now, he's like going through the young guys. Like I was surprised like Bones has been playing as much as he has, struggling as much as he had. Because last year he was sitting in this type of slump. Like he would just be subbed out. And so it's really interesting how he's actually like making the guys push through it, like just realizing that we need them. So Ish Smith is like a good, in case of emergency, like there's no one else to play. Like the other night, like he played in the second unit because he's a third stringer. So, but I would wish to see him a little bit more based on just what you said, kind of with Jack White. Like if we're so good that we can rest some guys and we already, it's not even that we're so good that we're winning. It's just if we have the identity, then you can take off a night, almost kind of like what they did on the second game with Sacramento. They they won the game, they got it out. Like we don't need to force Jamal to play another game on the back-to-back. Like we can sit him out and rest a bit and all that stuff. So that's
it might not be in spirit of today's show, but if we get too many minutes of Ish, it feels to me like something has gone wrong. So I just want him to be healthy and stay in the NBA because I think he's a really, really good NBA player who should remain playing here. Okay, next guy, surprisingly early on this list, Michael Porter Jr., because he's missed a lot of games until recently. So a year of full health, of course. And honestly, that's all he needs. So if he gets to lace his kicks for every game next year, I'm very confident he would get to a borderline all-star level, next season.
Sure.
And we are talking about the full 2023. So
Yeah.
the
So
last half of this season and the first half of next season. This is why I'm also aiming the All-Star game for Michael Porter. Do you think we need to wish for something more for Michael Porter than just plain
well,
health?
that's the thing is like if what else to wish for him right now because we don't really know what he can do when he's complete. Well, we know kind of what he can do when he's completely healthy. He's done it in the 2021 season, 2020, 2021, and that was pretty good, and it was improving. And I think since then he's improved some stuff that even we complained back then about him. But it's so far it's the health. Like it's even now, like he's not dunking. He's kind of moving like every time he like drove the ball the other night. Like I was like, oh please no, like just don't because that's the always the last few times he got hurt that was the issue is like he landed roughly on like after a drive or after a like a jump. And so I just want him to be healthy because then just everything goes like after if you don't feel you're 100% like your shot is off like you're not focused because you're thinking about you're thinking about it. It's so hard to like get past it. So I just health for now, and then we'll see. Maybe there's more. I mean, we could put out a list of what to wish for him, but if we don't know if he's fully healthy, we don't know what other stuff can be ironed out with his health, like stuff that we like roll our eyes that he's doing poorly. Maybe that whole thing irons out with some health and continuity. So let's do health for now, and we'll see later.
Yes, yes. I just wish this guy has more luck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the rest of his career. It's just luck that he was
Mhm.
lacking previously. Okay, next guy, our guy, Vlatko Čančar. What can you wish to a guy that already has everything?
Yeah.
He is
He's
an
a beast.
actual
He's a
actual
beast.
millionaire, but he also plays with his best buddy that, and I'm guessing here, this is not a report, that his best buddy pays for his dinners whenever they go out together. So you're a millionaire, and plus you don't have to pay for your
Wait,
dinners.
did they say that, or are you
No,
guessing?
no, it's
Oh,
just a wild guess for me. I'm gonna go to him having an awesome summer with Team Slovenia and win a silver medal at the FIBA World Cup. So this is
silver. Yeah,
my,
sure, sure,
yeah,
sure.
silver for Vlatko. I really hope he can reach such heights as silver medal on the FIBA World Cup. And after that, I hope he gets a guaranteed rotation spot for next season and beyond because I really believe he can do it. What we've seen from him in the last two games, that's the kind of Vlatko I want to see, moving forward.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a that we talked about it when Jeff Green was hurt even before. Like, so it's kind of you can see the trend a little bit now. Jeff Green was out for a few games. Latka was in, and that basically that spot played well. Then Jeff Green came back, and then they tried to play them all together with Jordan, and it just didn't work. And then Jeff Green's out again, and Vlatko's in. So like, and I would really want to see like by the end of the year. That'd be my wish for at least the half of the season is what like just when they're both healthy if you put in one and get the other out like what kind of differences they can bring and if there's certain situations where even though both are healthy you play Vlatko over Jeff not just Jeff blindly and just more trust because I think like so that's why I'm saying like that second game was so interesting for the Kings like against the Kings um, is when you're finding out your identity a little bit is it would have been easier. It's not that Zeke is like, oh, because he's a starter, he needs to finish that game. He fouled out. Vlatko came in and finished that game in the first game, and that was really good. He could have easily just finished the game on Wednesday, but it's almost like okay, we know what Vlatko can do. We finished some games for us. Let's see what Zeke can do in these situations. And okay, fine, it wasn't great. Like it was energetic and stuff, but it wasn't reflecting into scoring and even maybe even like some defensive great defensive possessions but like at least you're testing out like same thing we talked about MPJ where we haven't talked about is the MPJ for Christmas you could have easily taken him out and put Bruce in but you don't do that and you make Michael Porter work through it and work in those situations and like get used to thinking in the clutch and thinking in the more stressful environments. Bones, could have played Murray. Like, I don't think he was probably that like, but it was okay. Let's rest him. We need Bones to figure stuff out. And he did, and he did through the whole game. And even though he had some mistakes at the end, like that was the actual experience that Bones needs for bigger moments. Like, because bench and stuff, like throughout the game, like yeah, he broke it down. Like he got some, he got some 3-point shots that was finally found those. Playing pick and roll with Jokic was really cool. Like some of the runs that they had was really different from what Jamal does. But then the clutch comes in, and it's a little bit of a different story from the second quarter, from the beginning of the third. And there's no, like, Augie Stakovic talked to me with in the summer when he was a guest in Nugget Serbia. It's like there's no substitute for games. Like you can, that's why health was so important. That's why Jamal and Porter's like, there's no, you can practice, you can play at scrimmage, so all the summer league stuff or whatever. There's no substitute for actual game time, and that's why it was cool to see that experimental stuff in the Sacramento game. So it's kind of like what I said with Vlatko, like getting those minutes. Like it almost feels like they trust him now more than that. It was like, oh, in case of if we don't have any other choices, we'll put Vlatko in. It's just like we actually kind of know what we have with him, and it's really, we can actually try different things now, even with like the injured guys. Like that's, I wish him to just keep going, the way he's going.
I really like your take about, yeah, we know Vlatko can close this one, and I want to give a chance to Zeke to try to close with him. And honestly, I think Michael Malone thought he could not lose this game because I'm having Nikola back, and there's no way Sacramento will be able to guard him, and we'll just do our clutch stuff, and it will be fine. And then you got like two weird misses from Nikola you're not used to see in the fourth quarter ever, and that's just the variance that happened, and so they lost the game. Good thing about it, 1 of 82, really not a big deal. So let's now start the new winning streak against Miami. Last guy for this segment, for this part of the show, Davon Reed. So I hope he'll use every given opportunity to show he is a reliable NBA player, so he can have a very good next season on the Nuggets or elsewhere. Because I'm not sure if all of these things we already spoke about hit. You can have Davon on your roster.
It's same to just keep working at it. Like, there's not much we can wish for him like that. Just specifically, it's like, oh, develop this, develop that. That's not our job. Like, we just want to, we basically, we want everyone to be good, want to be positive. And so you'd want all of them to develop and be better and better. Like, that's basically like what we wish to everyone. And then Devon's like, he can can make some shots. He was okay against the Kings, just developing them more. I want to say, okay, I wish him this. Like, I wish he goes and becomes like more daring, because Christian Brown kind of got into rotation because he was fearless and he was taking risks, and that he had that dunk against the Kings at the end was like, holy wow, like this is a rookie trying this, when you have Jokic on the court and he was dunking on a baseline over guys and it could have easily been blocked. So yeah, that's basically what I want from Reed. Maybe try maybe a little more daring also on defense, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But that's also like what comes with, he's such a veteran guy that he knows that it's so easy to get cut and get benched, and so sometimes like, you don't want to draw too much even negative attention on yourself. You just kind of want to be there and do it. I got to respond. Like someone said, Marco said I look tired and sad. I am a little tired. We did a Nugget Serbia podcast earlier, almost 2 hours. So check that out for everyone. We did the top moments for the 2022 season. So I am a little. It's not internal. It's just outside of me. Maybe I look a little tired.
It's 150 minutes already. So you're like halfway through Avatar 2 right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's which I will watch tomorrow. Finally.
I did watch it on Monday, and I have to say to everybody, it's a fine movie. It really is. I enjoyed it. I did it like in 3D IMAX cinema to have the best possible experience without the mushrooms. though.
Yeah,
It would probably be better. We don't have legal mushrooms here.
and
So
you also going with your son. You don't want to really
yeah,
be
that's
like a
that's right.
mushroom dad.
I wanted to drive him home safely. We've had to go to Belgrade to do this.
Eh,
So one thing I will say is I would prefer if it was a Disney Plus 5-part TV series than a
yeah.
movie that lasts for 200 minutes. But what you're gonna do? It's a bit long, but it's actually doing really really well on the box offices. Like
Yep. Almost a billion.
like
Yeah.
Jim Cameron just kills it
Yeah.
every
You
time.
can't miss. It's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, it is time for our first break, and we want to speak about our friends from the DraftKings Sportsbook
Yeah, let's
Americas.
go.
Yeah,
This time of year, so everyone's excited about the gifts, the holiday spirit. Still, it doesn't matter if past Christmas. We have New Year gifts. We have late Christmas gifts. But what about all the basketball? When I throw down on the NBA action, it's got to be with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 pregame money line on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 free. So you put $5 on any pregame money line for any NBA team to win their game, and if they do, you get $150 in free bets for new customers. Plus, everyone can combine multiple bets for a bigger payout with DraftKings, which are same game parlays. So if you want to match up Jokic plus assists, points, rebounds with Jimmy Butler points and the Michael Porter rebounds, you can do that all in one game for tonight. And this app's really good. Like I can download it in Nebraska. I can use it. I can use it when I go to Colorado. But it's really good interface, and you see everything. It's right there, so you just kind of click and get some bets. You can see the guys in pre-games when they start betting, like they kind of lose track of like the bets. You just start clicking, like, oh, bet this, bet this, bet this, and eventually just get a whole list of
we
what
actually
you
have
did.
some like
Yeah.
live lines we can
Yeah,
work with.
first time we can do
Yeah.
this on.
So, what do you think about 224.5 points combined for the two teams?
So
Would
that would
you
be
touch
like,
that?
so that's like 115. Honestly, I don't know with Miami if they can score that much. I can maybe see like maybe if Denver wins, but that's like 120 to 110 is even, I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
more
that would
inclined
be
on
enough.
the negative, especially if Jamal and Gordon play and they're playing at home. So
Yeah, I don't feel great
it's
about this one. So
yeah,
I
but just
would skip it.
it's the Heat like points that's really like a struggle for me to.
Let's see
Yeah,
points for this game. So
I mean,
Nikola
they
Jokic
scored
is
like 93, 96, 115 was the max, 111, 87, 110, 111. So like both teams to score 113 is like, man, with the Nuggets, I don't know. I'm doubting it. Yeah.
it really depends on whether Nuggets are going to defend tonight or not. So Nikola Jokic points 23.5. Who is guarding Nikola tonight? Bam, and then
Yeah, no one. Orlando Robinson. Yeah.
I think 23.5 is really low. It's not great odds to go over, but still, I think also Michael Porter 16.5. Maybe not if Jimmy Butler is on him. I'm not sure about that. Rebounds, Nikola 11.5. Michael Porter
Possibly. Yeah.
6.5.
Yeah, that's all good. I would do that.
Those are really good lines, man.
Yeah.
I think they're very precise. Let's see the assists. So Jokic is 8.5. I think he's due for a double digits assists.
Sure.
He had low assists in the last game, and I don't think he'll do it twice in a row. So go over on 8.5, and maybe be even brave and go over on Michael Porter's 1.5 assists. Why not? Why not?
Sure. So if you're betting, that's kind of what we're thinking for tonight. In Maryland, though, sports fans, listen up. DraftKings is live in your state, so I'm still waiting for Nebraska to kick it in live. It probably will go live for betting here when I leave. So for now, Maryland, you can watch it. So you can bet on it. Download this app now, DraftKings Sportsbook app, to get in on the holiday hoops action. Sign up with code DMVR. Place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only a DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
And we are back. Next guy on our list, Jeff Green. Very short thought from me. I just want him to stay awesome and stay with the Nuggets for longer than just next season because he's that good.
He's fine, yeah.
So
I have so for Jeff is like, stay alive no matter what occurs. I will find you. This is what it's just stay healthy and be the dude that he is. So that's our wish. Just keep plowing.
Play longer than LeBron. Let's go that
way. Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah. That would be fun.
I agree. Zeke Naji. This is easy. I wish for
him
better to be as good as Zach Lowe thinks he can be. So Zach Lowe is really high on Zeke Naji.
Fair.
Let's bring the heat. Let's make him like a sixth or a seventh guy for next season.
I wish. That's the thing is like I wish for him some consistency. That's my wish. It's hard, man. Like he goes and is like, okay, he goes in and he's guarding guys on the perimeter and like doing okay. Then he has a career high against the Knicks last year, scores some threes. You're like, oh, he's playing a 4. He and Boogie are pretty decent together. Bones is there, like, oh, that's pretty cool. Then he gets hurt. Then he comes in this season. They're like, okay, put some muscle. You're not going to explore your game. Like, never mind that. Go back to center like you did in college. Then I haven't seen him shoot a 3 in forever. Then he's doing a center. Then it's like, okay, Gordon's out. You're going to start at 4, and run around and try to cover Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray and in space and help out Jokic on the defense. Like, it was really like a inconsistent like ask of a young player. And again, it's like they're professional basketball players. Like whatever at this point, like you're supposed to be as versatile as you can, and that's what like is a little bit tricky. Like coming from Europe and watching games like and everyone else from our regions is like you expect kind of everyone to know everything. And it's hard to like fathom sometimes like these guys are like specialists that way, like they're limited. And so we have to also think from that context, like it's a little bit of with that inconsistency of his youth. Basically, he came in as a one and done. I wish him for some consistency, no matter what position, just some extended, consistent role to get used to it and see what actually he can do in any in that role. So yeah.
And to be fair, it was a really tall task he was asked to do in last game because he was supposed to replace Nuggets' second best player in Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Instead of just playing, backup 5 minutes, which, second unit usually stinks already. So
yeah, for sure.
he doesn't, step out of the ways of second unit too much, so we don't get mad at him. So yeah, that's the reason it was really tough for him. Okay, next guy is really interesting, and I've seen some comments in the chat wanting us to trash Bones Highland, but since this is a positivity kind of hype show, I wish Bones uses this upcoming summer to work with Christian Brown. Just go together to a random gym in, I don't know, Dodge City, Kansas, and work your asses off guarding guys one-on-one. If Bones come next October being able to stay in front of the guys on a slightly above average rate, he's going to become a key piece for this team, for many years to come. I don't think that his volatility on offense is such a big problem as something, because if he's a backup point guard, you're not supposed to get 25 points out of him every night. But I wish we do get some consistent defense from him. For sure.
Yeah, I wish him to kind of get out of his head a little with that respect. It took him it took him a full game to kind of get into rhythm and knowing that he gets these minutes. And I just wish him from that respect to mature into a good point guard, no matter what role he has on the team. It's ironically, sometimes it's easier to do, okay, we're going to give you a full game and you have room to operate in. And then you're a little more relaxed knowing oh, there's no one in front of me to there's not a better option to be like, hey, if you're just this bad right away, we're going to sub you out. And at one point, at some point, that trust can get lost if even though we have Ish Smith, like that, last year was Faco, and you can even have that. There were moments where like, well, it's just you're doing bad. We're gonna have this guy that I like, and we're gonna put him in and see what happens. Of course, with Monte, if Monte was here, like that would have been more trickier. So I would push him to just like mature in that way. So if he's only playing for 8 minutes, that he exactly knows what he needs to do on the court, and again, not lose his like lucidity and his like explosiveness and like crazy stuff. But to also understand like the times when to attack, when to distribute, and like knowing that more of the game. Because again, it was really like a really overall like really decent game on Wednesday, but then on Tuesday was similar to the other ones. They're just kind of like, what am I doing? And again, it's not maybe just only him, but if he's already thrust into that position, just then accept it and do that, then keep plowing along again is interesting. So I would want them again. Like I saw also the comment about trashing him and stuff, and I mean, I don't know. Listen to the Nugget Serbia podcast, like we talked about more because we had like more opportunities in those games to analyze. We had a middle podcast, and so we can talk about Bones more. And here, just kind of we skipped over. There was a lot of other stuff to talk about, and so we skipped over him. He's definitely in a funk. There's nothing to it. Like he was in a funk, and if he goes and does the same thing as he did previous games from the bench again tonight, then you can ask questions of like what's going on. Like if he can just only play well if he plays with Jokic and for so many minutes, what's the role in his team then? If he can adjust to being the leader of the bench.
You're right, because I don't think the idea was to replace him with Ish Smith in case he stays bad for a prolonged series of games. But I've seen that I don't know if it's a report or whatever from Bleacher Report that the Nuggets are actually actively looking for another wing defender to add to their roster. I have no idea if
Bleacher Report like talks a lot.
Yeah, that's right. But I could see a situation in if they would have another defender available on the wing, then they would be able to like move Bruce Brown full time to the point guard position on the bench. Sure. That would be the only way. I really hope Bones gets it together, and I really think he has a huge summer in front of him that could give us, because a lot of players have those second year lulls. It's not.
Of course, it's coming. There's a name for it. It's a sophomore slump. Like, it's not an uncommon thing. Yeah,
that's right. Next guy, DeAndre Jordan. Yeah,
I wish him a happy retirement.
He has played in more games this season than all of the guys we already spoke about. So for DJ, and I'm going to be really, really positive here. I wish he plays very few minutes for the rest of this season, so he isn't viewed as a scapegoat, and he can resign for next season.
What?
Because why not? I've enjoyed his off-the-court presence. At least that's,
but
the part
that also involves playing him on the court.
Let's just keep him for like 8 minutes a game every fifth game, and I'm fine. I'm fine.
Sure.
Well,
fine.
Maybe that's too much too.
Next year will be Ishmael Kamagate coming in from the top rope.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. We don't have space for J Mike next season. Sorry, guy. I really
DeAndre,
like you.
Not J Mike. J Mike.
Yeah, DeAndre. Yeah.
What's next? Who's next?
Next guy, Jamal Murray. So we are already to Jamal because he also has missed some games. I wish for Jamal to be as badass as he can be. So I wish for him to improve his efficiency, and I think that's a given. To be a great leader when staggered with the finally positive bench unit, and finally get a Bill Simmons podcast episode about him, because I'm pretty sure Bill would love to be enabled by Jamal to do it. I really think Bill would love, Jamal's explosion episode. Like in these playoffs, if Jamal just averages 30 and
one of those, like, are we sure he's in the top 5 point guard in the league?
That's right.
Are we sure?
What say you about Jamal?
I wish him also continued health, like Porter, because I don't. He's that's the thing is like you ask pretty much everyone. I say, oh, it's not that great of a season. It's like look up in like 20 plus like easily. When last year like there weren't any 15-point a game guys on the court like with. I mean, was it Barton for like 15 points something or a little bit or Gordon one of those guys or they were all 14-9 or 14-8. Per
Yeah,
game.
nobody was above
Yeah,
15. Nobody.
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was
Gordon
like
was
it was
closest. Yeah,
around there.
yeah, yeah,
Which that's what I'm saying. That's just so crazy, like that, and also that game against Sacramento shows like that it's how much you need Jamal and like how good he is even when he's not really like everyone know we all understand he's not to his full extent good, and he's just like 25 like we're closing in the clutch through a 3-point shot at the and all that. So yeah.
Next guy, Aaron Gordon. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I hope he applies for the Serbian citizenship by the end of next year so he could play for his new homeland at the Olympics in 2024. Sure. Also, I wish for him to stay Mr. Nugget for many years to come.
Sure. I wish him to be Mr. Nugget for sure.
You don't want to comment on the Serbian stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm against that, but sure.
That's smart. That's smart. It was kind of a joke take, but not really.
But he's a good, yeah. He's the fun player. Like if anyone's gonna, if anyone comes for that passport, I'd rather be him than anyone else. But I also wouldn't want to have anyone else. Wouldn't want to have a naturalized player. Just like let's do it with our guys. Or yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
that's a good one. Yeah, Aaron Gordanovic.
yeah, Gordanovic. That has a nice ring to it. Next guy is Christian Braun, and apart from spending his summer with Bones, what I already said, I hope he finds a new barber.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kidding. Just kidding. I love
you,
Christian, just the way you are. Don't change. Really. So I hope if he uses training with Bones to improve his 3-point shooting, like distant 3-point shooting, and end up a prime Klay Thompson kind of guy by the end of next year, huh?
Sure.
It's too crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's if it's trajectory anywhere close to Desmond Bane, I'll be good. Again, it's defensive. He's a fearless. I wish him just to keep being fearless and not get like lulled into like when he eventually becomes a part of the rotation to stop doing that. What brought him to the rotation, which is sometimes easy to do. It's like, I was energetic, and then you become a veteran, you already got your spot. So like, I'm going to stop doing what got me here. And then it's a slippery slope to go back to the bench if you stop doing what brought you here. So that fearlessness, he's getting a little more like even more open on offense. Like on defense, he's fearless anyway. Like he just, gets up to guys, like he follows, like he's really aggressive. And then again, like that dunk was just like one of those. Well, I'm really curious to see how this next stretch for Nuggets goes, because those two games are, for me, like one of those, like to use an Adam Marius term, like the sneaky important, like what was happening that might go under the radar, like with Bones, with Brown, with Vlatko, like some of these guys that with how MPJ was as well, and even Jokic, like he didn't want to quit that second game. He could have taken a night off too. Like it just everything is kind of. I wonder if they're starting to find their identity right now.
Next guy on this list would be Nikola Jokic, but I want to keep him for the end. So we'll speak about Bruce Brown first. This might not be his best financial interest, but I just wish he stays with the Nuggets for the rest of his career. I hope Jokic just give him, the same approval like he did for J. Michael Green a while ago, and that would be enough for him to say, you know what? Yeah, money is cool. Yeah, but what's the real difference between, $8 million and $15 million? Is there a real difference there?
Talk about Bruce Brown. I was reading the comments. Bruce Brown or KCP?
Bruce Brown.
Sure. Yeah. He's the one that's that we're it's a difficult one, right? You talked about his contract and stuff that he might end up playing himself out of staying here because a lot of teams would probably want him. And yeah, you're right. I wish him to like want to be here because to understand that how good it is to play with Jokic.
Yeah, please, Bruce, just consider us. We really love you. We really love you.
Yeah.
Guy with the most games played this season, KCP, Kenny P Dog. I wish he never changes.
That's a good one, sure.
I think, of Aaron Gordon as a star more than a role player. So this is why I think that KCP is the best role player in the Jokic Malone era. Just stay great. One. And beyond your current contract, Kenny, please just stay here forever.
That's a good. Yeah, that that was a good one that we signed him for a long period of time. But yeah, I'm trying to in my head. I'm like while I'm talking, I'm trying to figure out the role players. I mean, yeah, if Gordon played himself out of the role player situation, then he's out of the contention. But yeah, then KCP, I guess. Because that's what we wanted from Gary, basically.
Yeah, because Paul Millsap came here as a star. Paul Millsap
he's
was a $30 million guy. Yeah,
and yeah, that's true, man. That's a fun one. I mean, I love Monte, but yeah, you're right. With KCP as a starter, Barton's he's better in the fit for instead of Barton. Yeah, that's a good take. I like that one.
I'm mesmerized.
Gary was awesome. Like that's Gary. He's fighting the 2018-19 Gary. Like that's the prime. That type of player that we want again with Jokic, and I think KCP can be that.
Yep. So the last guy for this segment, Nikola Jokic. Yes, he did play fewer games this season than the other guys, but I'm pretty sure he'll catch up by the end of this season. My only wish for him, apart from championship with Nuggets, because that goes without saying, is to win gold at the World Cup. We already said that the Nuggets championship, it's a common goal. But I want Nikola to become an undisputed legend of Serbian basketball, standing up strong next to Bodiroga, Djordjevic, Danilovic, Divac, Stojakovic, Kicanovic, Dalipagic. And I don't care about the finals MVP. As far as I'm concerned, KCP can have it. I need next year, I need gold at the World Cup. Is there anything better to ask for next year?
No, I don't think so. Because I think the championship for the Nuggets can come with everyone else also playing well, and then this is very important. I think that kind of completes the circle. Check out the Nuggets Serbia. We did a top 10. Like you'll also hear why it's important for us. What my number one was for this. What number one moment was for this year. So yeah, I like that one. The gold, and it's possible. Like it's really is. I mean, he's insane. So one of those like we wish the triple MVP. We wish the title, finals MVP. All that stuff is great. Nothing is past the gold, and even though like the three-peat MVP is just to be exhausting. Like people are starting to really like exhaust me with the takes and just constant like obsessive arguments about who's better. Like who cares, man? Like just fucking watch basketball and you're comparing people on a individual level for a team sport and saying if one player is better than the other because he has a ring. So right now Kyle Kuzma or Anthony Davis is better than Charles Barkley because they have rings and Barkley doesn't. Like it's one of those like ridiculous things that's happening. So I like don't even care about Jokic individuals anymore. Just win a title and win that gold, and basically back to back, and then just shut everyone up that way.
It's gonna be such a sweet day, man. I cannot wait for it. So while you're watching at my New Year's tree, it's not a Christmas tree, it's a New Year's tree. Yeah. My last thought for 2022. If you've missed to watch 100 Invisible Threads, 1 hour feature about DNVR's visit to Serbia and them learning the history of Serbian basketball, use these holiday days to watch it. And if you did, watch it again. You've definitely missed something last time. Before we let you enjoy this weekend, I played it safe so I don't mess up the day. Please consider subscribing to the DNVR Sports YouTube channel and giving a thumbs up on the YouTube video, or give a 5-star review for the DNVR Nuggets podcast on iTunes. It will help the channel grow even further. For all the true fanatics that stuck with us all the way to this sentence, thank you for being awesome, and go Nuggets.
Idemo na isti.